Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Software Engineer K here, and today we have confirmation on the ECTO-1 drop. So I just wanted to go through a little bit on that, and specifically kind of just focus a little bit on the licensing and the first appearance aspect, because there has been quite a lot of talk about the differences between first appearance, first edition, and just what exactly is that causes a NFT to become first appearance or first edition. Or we know that the Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, is coming up, where we should also get the CE Comic-Con exclusive. So this will be the first time we ever see a CE collectible. But VeVe / Ecomi, they haven't been kind of shown on the schedule yet, so there is some speculation. A bit of conspiracy theorists are saying maybe they were lying, like the same regular stuff. But I just wanted to go through a little bit on how VeVe / Ecomi could interact with us via Comic-Con. And lastly, I did just want to touch on the price for today. So firstly, if we just go straight to the Ghostbusters ECTO-1 Medium article. Now, my prediction yesterday, if you have not seen it, you can go back and watch this video, was we're probably going to have 3 versions similar to DeLorean, and my prediction was for the ultra rare was 8,888 mints. Now, we did indeed get 3 versions, and again, it's pretty much identical to the DeLorean. So we've got a 1/6 scale common, we have a static rare, which is 1:1, and we've got an interactive 1:1 ultra rare. However, I was a little bit off on the mints. Well, my kind of numbering, I guess, repeating numbers was correct. But yeah, the mint numbers were pretty much halved. So the common list price 40, so a little bit more than the DeLorean, but a lot less editions, 9,999. So this is a 1/6 scale. So if you're not sure how big that is, you can open up your app, and if you have the common DeLorean, just try and max that out. That's going to be the maximum size of this. And license is Sony. Now, I'm not sure if in the game, if in the app itself, it will say Sony. It might say Ghost Corps or Ghostbusters, but it is Sony on here. Which, again, I would have thought it would say maybe General Motors. Well, it's Sony, but in the actual description it says licensed by General Motors, which is interesting. You can actually see here, it says licensed by General Motors, so I'm not sure if it's supposed to be licensed Sony or licensed General Motors. That is up for debate. So yeah, 1:1 rare, which is 6,666 editions, list price 80, and then lastly the ultra rare. So it is 4,444. Now my guess was going to be 8,888, but I guess they decided to halve it. But list price 120. Now the ultra DeLorean listed for 100, which had way more editions, so I think 120 is a pretty fair price. And again, it is FA, first appearance, license Sony, although it does say here licensed by General Motors, so I'm not sure which one it should be. But it says here this is a first appearance in premium digital format. Now, people have been kind of confused by what is first appearance versus first edition. Now, Dan Crovers, he posted here on Twitter, and WalkingFeather just kind of raised awareness of this, brought this to my attention. It is that he said Dragon Gale is a first appearance as it was designed by Simone Legno, but never went into physical production, whereas Labbits have been in stores for a while, and as such are considered first edition in digital. Now, I'm a bit confused here, because first appearance, I understand, by the name it means this is the first time this is appearing, and I suppose in this scenario, the NFT of the Dragon Gale was the first time it was appearing, which is fine. The Labbits, however, is this the first time they're appearing? No, because Dan says that the physicals have been around for a while, so it's technically not the first time it's appearing. It's been around already, but in non-digital format, so it's a first edition. Now, where I have confusion is there are other NFTs that we have which did have physical collectible versions, and when they were released on VeVe, they were released as FA, not FE, and I believe the Todd Batman is an example of one. So people have been kind of, discussing there is some confusion, like here, for example, there is already a physical statue of Todd. It's FA and not first edition. Todd was the first fat man on VeVe. That's the first appearance on VeVe Ecomi blockchain. That's my take. Okay, if first appearance means it's the first time it is featured on VeVe, regardless of if it's a physical, then the Dragon Girl should be a first appearance. Well, it is a first appearance. Then the Labbit should be a first appearance as well, because it's the first time they're on VeVe. So yeah, a lot of confusion, but it would be nice to just kind of like have proper, definitions for each of these codes. Actually, that might be a good idea. Is if somewhere maybe on the app you could have a definition of what FA is comprised of, FE, CE, and any other codes that come, in the future. I think that would be pretty cool. Now, with regards to the Comic-Con, now what we have seen is, yes, VeVe Ecomi does not show up on the schedules if you try and look for it. People did actually start emailing them, and yeah, the actual organizers, not spread FUD. Someone brought this to my attention. Fedor, he said that as he sent an email, and they didn't have any knowledge of VeVe Ecomi being registered for Comic-Con, and these were the kind of like customer support people at Comic-Con. Now, either they weren't aware, it's just these guys probably just didn't know, or maybe Ecomi or VeVe, they've entered under a different name, and that hasn't been added yet. Maybe they entered under Orbis, or they could be doing something completely different, some kind of surprise via the different licensors. And when they announced Comic-Con, Dave Yu said that he wanted, some DC collectibles, because DC is a major sponsor of Comic-Con and they are working quite closely with them. And DC has quite a big panel. And what's quite interesting is some of these panelists are actually on VeVe. So Becky Cloonan, you guys are probably familiar already if you have the Becky Cloonan Batman. And then I saw Todd McFarlane as well. And I believe on here is also Greg Capullo. There we go, Greg Capullo. So he's the one who did the Batman Who Laughs. So again, there are artists on here that are currently being featured on VeVe. So it would make sense for VeVe to, potentially have some kind of collaboration at Comic-Con via this panel. To me, it just makes sense. So we'll just have to wait and see. But, they are there pretty much the whole weekend. So from Friday up until the Sunday. So we've got Wonder Woman, we've got Superman. I think this is going to be pretty cool. This should bring a lot of awareness to the Superman NFT on VeVe if they do talk about VeVe via this panel. Actually, it's quite interesting. A lot of these panelists... Okay, well, a lot of these panelists are, related to VeVe in some way. Now, just hopping back to the Ghostbusters. Now, again, a little bit of confusion on the licensing. Is this Sony or is this General Motors? Well, if you look at the actual car itself, so it's a 1959 Cadillac commercial chassis ambulance. So this was actually built by General Motors, but in the film, it was converted to this ECTO-1, basically customized the Cadillac, and that is licensed by Sony. So in the description, I'm not too sure, but if the license itself is by Sony on the actual NFT drop, then, no complaints. But if it's by General Motors, then, we've got a brand new licensor added to the list of brands here. So, we'll just have to wait and see. But again, a little bit of confusion there. Now, lastly, what I want to touch on is the price of OMI for today. So what we can see is, yes, we did have a very consistent sell-off, and we had a rebound back above our line of support, and now we are just sat right below it. Now, what I believe could happen is this zone here, we will probably be trading within here for a little while up until Comic-Con. Now, if I just let's grab a bright yellow. And if we just pull this up a little bit. Okay, So within the zone, we can see here that we came, dipped, and then we've dipped below, but we're not, we're not coming below this line of support here because there was just an insane amount of buying pressure. So yeah, you have to bear in mind that we did also have a token unlock a couple of days ago, and I believe that token unlock is what kind of led to some fear and uncertainty with, I would say the paper-handed holders who decided, hey, token unlocks are happening, I'm going to sell because more people are going to sell, then I can buy back in cheaper. But that's not what happened entirely. We didn't dip anywhere near below as what we did when we had the first token unlock. The price drop was a lot more drastic. This time it was just like pretty minor. So like I said, I believe that we will continue to just trade along sideways within this zone. Once we get Comic-Con, I believe that will drive a lot more attention to VeVe. But once we have MTL, which is coming apparently targeted for August, don't hold me against that, but that's my prediction. August, that is when we're going to see some real volume on VeVe, because in my opinion, MTL is going to be a lot more valuable than Binance or Pokemon or any of this other stuff that people keep talking about. MTL is going to be a real game changer for increasing burn and accessibility to VeVe. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I had to go through with you guys today. Thanks so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe to support the content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.